What's going on, everybody? This is Frank Wall from FrankWallFitness.com. I am here at Georgia Fitness Pro, and today we're going to get in a delt and arm workout. Now, I know everybody likes to say shoulders and arms, but they're more to working out your shoulders than just pressing a lot of times. Most people often neglect that. You do have some rear delts, that little tiny muscles in the back side of the body, so we're going to want to accentuate those. You're going to get a little pump in the arms and the triceps because, yeah, we're in the heat of summer right now, so if you don't have a six-pack, at least you can have rocking something in a tank top and get it rocking and rolling. So what I'm doing right now, hit some external rotations. Anytime I start my upper body workouts, even if I'm hitting legs, I like to loosen up the shoulders a lot. So I usually go for about 10 repetitions, just bringing the elbows out, keeping them nice and to the sides of my body. After I get these external rotations, then what I'm gonna go through is I'm gonna do goalposts. So I'm bringing these out, keeping them about 90 degrees. I'm gonna come up and down. Just going through this motion right here. It's kind of a little bit of an awkward angle, so I'm not necessarily trying to get a heck of a lot of weight going on right here. I'm just trying to loosen up the shoulders because sometimes you get through a certain movement and you might pinch or cause a little something in the shoulder that feels uncomfortable. So I like to go through a lot of different ranges of movement while I'm loosening up my shoulders. So I'm just gonna get through a couple sets of these. So next I'll get some arm circles, just big arm circles. I'm gonna get about 10 forward and 10 back. Shoulders, they take a while to get a little bit warmed up. You wanna get a lot of blood into them because your rotator cuff has 3 little paper thin muscles in there. If you don't loosen up your shoulders properly, you can be in the middle of a set and something can get pinched or injured. So I generally wanna take a lot of time loosening them up. Back in the day, I didn't do as many exercises to loosen up, and I've screwed up my shoulders several times through trial and error. So get a lot of blood flow going on them, and it'll prevent you from hurting yourself. And then I basically, the exercise I'm gonna start off with, if I'm doing my rear delts or lateral raises, I'm just gonna go ahead and go right through it. So I'm gonna start off with some lightweight, just 10 pounds. I'm just gonna get some lateral raises coming out to the side of it. Again, I'm making sure that I'm leading up with my elbows, leading up with the pinkies. It's almost like I'm trying to accentuate that back side of the shoulder every time I'm raising the arms up. So a lot of people, they'll bring them up like that, we'll raise them there. But again, you want to have your elbows at the highest point, bring them there. Next, I'll go bent over, rear delt raise. The lateral raises and rear delt raises, probably some of my favorite exercises here. Again, I'm trying to keep a little bit of a flat back. I'm leading up with the elbows, pointing the pinkies towards the ceiling. And again, I'm just trying to hit that back side of the shoulder, which is often neglected. If you make sure you hit that part of the shoulder, it's gonna give you that 3D look to your shoulders and give you a lot of balance in your physique. All right, so for the first superset, what I'm gonna do is a single arm rear delt raise. I'm gonna do a 2-arm bicep curl. Again, the focus and attention today is delts. Anytime I start delts, I always focus right there on that posterior, the back side of the shoulder. I wanna hit that one first. It's a little tiny muscle, and you can hit it when you're doing some upper back exercises. Generally, if you're hitting some high elbow rows or even a high row here, but a lot of times when people get on a machine, they're doing a high row, they end up doing that, they shrug their traps and they're rhomboids and never end up hitting that rear delt. We're just gonna accentuate this part today and just get that fullness to the back side of the shoulder. So I'm gonna start off with about 10 to 12 reps. We're gonna do a single arm rear delt raise. We're gonna superset 10 to 12 reps with a dumbbell bicep curl. So, raise up. Again, leading with the elbows, point to the ceiling. I like working a single arm a lot of the times because it allows me to focus on that one part of the body. All my attention's on one arm, and that way I can equally train the arm. Sometimes you might lead with the other side. One side generally gets a little bit stronger than the other side, so I like to keep a little bit of balance, keep everything a little bit symmetrical. And if someone's counting on here while watching this video, I'm probably not getting the exact amount of reps. Sometimes I talk and lose count of the reps, but I'm definitely gonna get a good little pump here. So again, I'm trying to twist, accentuate that pinky up at the top, hitting that back side of the shoulder. Again, I'm not just trying to swing that weight up like that. I'm gonna go into bicep curl. 2-arm, same weight, yep. 2-arm dumbbell bicep curl, nice squeeze at the top. What a lot of people do in gyms is when they're doing bicep curls, sometimes they start swinging and they rock it. You wanna get that full range of motion and a big contraction at the top. This is the most important part, is holding that contraction. A lot of people will come down, they might come up, they're taking a break. No, what you wanna do is keep those elbows still, bring it up, get a nice squeeze, and then lower back slowly. I'm only using 20 pounds. Honestly, guys, it doesn't take a lot of weight. It's all about the contraction, how hard you can squeeze the muscle. You're just focusing on squeezing that bicep as hard as you can. About to get in my third set. Trying to keep the rest breaks a little shorter, so even when I'm talking and working out or doing a video or whatever, I like to try and keep things moving. That's kind of like how you really build and sculpt a physique, is that you're targeting the muscles. You're getting them to burn, you're getting them to fire up, and that's what's gonna give a lot of shape to your body. It's gonna do a lot more for you doing this kind of stuff than it is just walking on a treadmill. Cardio is also great, it's icing on the cake, but lifting the weights is the fundamental. So it's gonna be my last set, my third set, 30 pounds, single arm rear delt raise, 2-arm bicep curl. Again, twist and lean up with the elbow. Sometimes I get a little bit of a swing as the weight starts getting a little bit heavier, but I keep my abs as tight as possible. I try and maintain as much form and control as I can. If it's getting towards the last bit of the reps, I can't get them out as much, especially on this exercise. I might get onto the toes a little bit, get a little bit of a swing, and it's okay if you get a few force reps and swing, as long as you keep the abs tight and you have very good contraction and control of the muscle that you're working. Sometimes I get on the balls of the feet like I just did there, helps stimulate the core more. And again, if I'm doing a single arm exercise, I can feel my core engage a lot more. I can focus on that muscle that I'm really trying to work on. And again, right now, I'm just trying to hit the back side of the shoulder, hit that rear delt, get a nice pump, nice contraction in there. Again, I'm on the balls of my feet, on the toes. You can keep the feet flat, but I found when I get on my toes, keep my abs as tight as possible, I can feel my core contract and engage a lot more, and getting me an overall better workout. We'll go right into it, superset, dumbbell curls. When it comes to a lot of upper body stuff, as long as you have decent conditioning, you should be able to kind of superset a lot of this stuff together, especially it's summertime. It's not the winter. Generally in the winter, I might not be doing as many supersets, but while in the summer, I'm trying to combine a lot of different exercises together, and it gets my cardio up at the same time as I'm exercising. So see, I'm swinging a little bit, trying to squeeze these reps out, but that's okay. One more. Sometimes they get a little ugly. That's all right, as long as you have that contraction and that pump inside the muscle, you can swing it a little bit. You know, you don't have to be the super big form police and like, oh, you're swinging a little. So as long as you maintain pretty decent control on what you're doing, it's gonna be all right. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do a standing cable rear delt. We're gonna do a 2-arm cable bicep curl, 2-arm cable tricep press down. Now, free weights, cables, machines, they're all very effective. You wanna kind of mix and match them a little. It doesn't mean you have to just stick with machines for a while or stick with cables or stick with the free weights. They're all very beneficial. But for the purposes today, have a focus on the rear delt. We're also gonna get some lateral raises and work the medial side of the delt just in a little while here. But we're gonna get that standing rear delt. We're gonna do a cable 2-arm curl, 2-arm cable tricep press down. So to start, I like to start with my hand, get the pinky, wrap it around here on the ball, and again the whole target is getting that part of the muscle there. So I'm gonna stand, probably one hand at the hip, knees slightly bent. I'm gonna extend, bring this out. Just gotta get my positioning, lower this a little bit, get my groove, bam, right there. So all I'm thinking about here is hitting that back side of the shoulder. I wanna keep my arms fixed. I see a lot of people, they might be doing that or swinging their arms, but then you're working too many different things. If I do this, pushing my arm, I'm gonna hit a little tricep. So I wanna keep this arm fixed, pretending like it never moves. I'm gonna bring it all the way out. And again, the whole goal here is to hit the back side of the shoulder. Now, if the back side of your body, if you start fatiguing, gets a little tense, you might find yourself using your traps and your neck. So again, you wanna keep the trap, keep the neck down, focus, and keep it all on the back side of the shoulder, keeping our arm as fixed as possible. The more fixed you can keep that arm, the better contraction you'll get on the back side of the shoulder. And over time, you're gonna wanna have some symmetry. You're gonna wanna have a little bit more balance in the body. And as I get a little bit older, those are things you wanna focus on. You wanna be pain-free, you wanna have fun while you work out, you don't want any shit to hurt, so make sure you do everything right and have really good form through the exercises. Again, cable bicep curls, I can be a little bit more strict with this. I'm just going in one range of movement. As you notice, my elbows aren't moving back and forth too much. I'm keeping them right there. I wanna come all the way up. I wanna focus on that squeeze. A lot of people, they get to the top and they just take a break and they're like, ah, they rest. No, you wanna keep constant tension. So when I come up to the top, this should be the hardest part. I should be squeezing my arm as hard as possible, letting it come all the way back down, getting that full extension. Some people cheat it. When you start doing that, then your range of movement is only pretty much like right there. So again, you want that full range of movement to hit the bicep fully, contract the muscles as hard as possible. We want to force as much blood into that bicep as we can, and we got to think about it. Tricep press down, same deal. We want to be about 90 degrees. Sometimes it might come up a little bit more, but right here, sometimes people come all the way up, and they're pushing down and swinging again. Form, press and squeeze. Pretty straightforward movement. I'm not doing anything crazy today. few basic exercises because I have a couple clients of mine that there's a wedding coming up, son's getting married, they need to get in good shape, mom wants to look awesome in her wedding dress, so likely this is a workout for you, that as long as you're getting to the gym and training a little bit more, you'll be able to build your body. All right, so the third superset we're gonna do is we're gonna do a chest-supported rear delt raise. We're gonna do a seated incline bicep curl, and then we're gonna do a seated overhead tricep extension rear delt raise. So I'm just gonna lie down on top of the bench. Again, if your lower back's getting fatigued, or if you're doing your single arm rear delt or whatever, this is again just another variation. It keeps your back and your spine out of the equation so you can focus on the back side of the shoulder. So I'm gonna lay the top part of my body down. You need to keep the feet down on the ground. A lot of times I like to bring my feet up, kind of hook them there, gives me a little extra support, and I'm gonna kind of just lift up and out the way from the body. Abs tight, and up and out the way. I'm just focusing on one little muscle. Rear delt, just working the back side of the shoulder. You want to accentuate that twist in the pinky, bringing it up, so the movement gets a little bit more rotation at the top, and I feel a little bit bigger contraction going up there too. Again, you can vary the incline, you can lean all the way back, keep it forward. I like to bring it back a little bit. It's gonna get a little bit more range of motion for when you're curling and squeezing. And again, you can do these standing, you can do them seated. Again, sometimes getting through towards the end of the workout, if I stay seated, I find that I can control and focus on that muscle a lot more, squeezing the muscle that I'm working on, and not necessarily trying to swing my feet or my body or my hips to drive this weight up. So I'm getting a nice pump. Again, I'm looking for those 10 to 12 reps or so, because I'm not counting really when I'm talking. We don't have a little shorty bench, so I want to make sure that if I was seating it over there, that my dumbbell's not going to hit the back of it. So we're going to start here. I'm going to kind of, if you have some strength, you kind of get a little, bring curl to the top of the chest, and I like to keep my hands on a nice little V. Keep the abs as tight as I can. I'm going to drop the elbows back behind the head. I flare them out a little bit. That allows me to go a little bit deeper. As I come up, I'm going to pull those elbows back in. I'm going to squeeze and push arms through the top. As you can see, my left hand starts first, then I put my right hand down. When I do my next set, I'm going to alternate, and I'm going to make sure that I get the right hand under, left hand over. So I don't want to develop any imbalances. So if I hold something one way, or one hand on top of the other, next set, I want to make sure I hit it on the other side. Again, when I'm doing these, I'm just getting a nice stretch down, and then I'm pushing right back up. Again, I'm trying to keep the focus, just squeezing that back side of the arm, the tricep, as much as I possibly can. Trying to keep the abs as well as tight as I possibly can at the same time. And then we're gonna get one more exercise. I'm just gonna finish it off. It's gonna be a 2-arm dumbbell side lateral raise. Probably my favorite exercise to do. Again, I like hitting the rear delt, but this one, I just feel really good doing it. And for me, always having that thicker waist because I was a fat kid, I've been really trying to work on getting these shoulders to like get a little wider. Anything that can make my waist look smaller. So what we're gonna do next, working that medial delt. We're gonna get 7 sets, 7 to 12. Again, we're just filming a couple of sets to show you what it's like. And we're just gonna really get after this right there. All right, so dumbbell side lateral raises. Almost like the one I did in the warm up. I'm just leading up with the elbows and I'm raising the shoulders up. Again, I wanna have that focus on the pinkies. The second I start coming up and I'm raising to the top. Because the second, which I see a lot of people do, is they come up and they do that. It's focusing a lot on that front part of the shoulder and they end up getting a lot into their traps. So again, I wanna just focus on that medial delt right here. You might even be able to extend the arms up a little bit more, come up a little bit higher. And that's okay, but what you're looking for ideally is you want to have that downward slope. So wherever your shoulder is, to the elbow, to the forearm, and a little, just a little bit of a bend, and the wrist. So coming up, and right back down slowly. I might even start swinging a little bit, but as long as I have that pump in my shoulders and in my delts, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking just for things to just be like, pow, just right up. Last set, I'm gonna do a little drop set here. I'm gonna start with the 30s, and again, my arms are gonna be going all the way out. I'm gonna keep a little bit more bent in just because the weight's a little bit heavier. Still trying to hit the delt. So I'm gonna go through these here. And again, you don't see me extending arms as much because I can't really with that weight. So sometimes I get a heavier weight, I just bend the arms just a little bit more. And sometimes I even bend them up so closer here if I'm going a lot heavier. But I'm gonna try and keep a little bit of a nice angle. I'm still trying to point up with the pinkies, just a little bit, keeping that constant tension on the delt, raising it up as high as I can. Drop set. Usually towards the end of the workout, I like to get some drop set in. Just get that big pump in the muscle and keep it going. You can add in drop sets to a lot of your routines to get that extra pump, lean you out a little bit more, really get the muscle cut up. But if you do it too much, for example, if you drop set everything for more than 6 weeks, you might have a potential injury or a chance to injure yourself a little bit more. So that's the workout. We hit delts, we hit a little bit of arms, we hit some triceps. It wasn't the longest workout, but this one's a little short and intense. So if you were to do everything with about 30-second rest breaks in between exercises, maybe 2 to 3 minutes in between sets, you can get this workout I did today in maybe 30 to 45 minutes. Of course, I probably spent more than an hour getting into all this film, but again, just picking a few exercises. Again, I'm focused on my delts and my arms, so it's nice to, if you want to look better in a tank top, boom, there it is, your delt and arm workout. If you want any more information or any more resources of how to get in the best shape of your life, please go to frankwallfitness.com. Check me out, and I hope to see you soon. Later.